Hello everyone, this is an anime manga tag tagged by Chaosleo815. This is my first anime manga tag, so I'm a little bit excited. I'm very sorry but this is really late, like really late, but here it is. I'm going to do it for you, and this is the first question. So number one, what manga series have you read that has the best crafted story of all time? In terms of other manga and manga I own, because the manga I own I like, I would have to say Death Note would be the one, because from the beginning of the story everything is so carefully planned out, so intricately done. I mean, all the characters are masterminds. I mean, even the reader, sometimes you can guess what either a detective or the one being run after, I don't remember the word for it, would have maybe obvious tactics, but you could never guess anything in Death Note, and up to the last moment the main character was able to maintain his facade. So I think personally Death Note would be the one. Question 2. What anime series are you looking forward to watch this year, 2014? I'm very happy it's an anime series because I have quite a few that I'm looking forward to. First one, a lot of these are ones that we kind of already know about, but they're continuations or remakes or whatever. But first one is Sword Art Online number 2. Apparently this is named something else, but when I last saw this it was written as number 2, so that's what it's going to be called for now. I'm very excited to watch more of that because I just like Sword Art Online. Hopefully though they keep it to a good story and not overdo it just to gain more fans, when in the end, like so many anime, they just kind of lose fans. Number 2 would be Black Butler Book of Circus. Now I'm not sure if this is a few OVA episodes or whether this is actually a series, but it's a continuation of Black Butler, which is actually from the manga, so I'm excited to see that because Black Butler, yes. Okay, next one I'm quite curious about is Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal. It sounds really cheesy, but I'm just curious how they're going to remake this because Sailor Moon, not as many people like it as, say, Dragon Ball, but it is a classic in its own right. I mean, I know people who don't even watch anime and they know Sailor Moon because they watched it in their childhood. So I'll be curious how that's been done. I mean, I've seen the drawings, it's alright, but yeah, I want to see how it goes. Then last one, this one isn't continuation or anything, it's just a completely new series that I read about and I was like, I really want to read this. No, watch it. You heard that wrong. That was me. Tokyo Ghoul. This is, as far as I've read, it's about these ghouls who will go around Tokyo, but they're not exactly the nicest ghouls. I mean, this is rated a horror story, and there's the main character who meets up with this girl, and before you know it, his whole life is changed, that kind of thing. And it does seem cool. I mean, what kind of got to me was like the image that I saw whenever I was looking this up, was a guy who was smiling manically. And when I see a manic smile with horror, I just kind of have an inner jump for joy and try to watch it, although I hope it's not too gory because then I might just step back a bit. But yes, that's number 2. Next question is 3. If you could create your own devil fruit from One Piece, what would it be called and the powers of it too? I had to actually research this for you because I haven't read that much of One Piece and the only fruit I know is Gomu Gomu. So I had to research this, but I'm quite happy with my results. I actually want this now. It's called, hopefully no one's made this, Kaze Kaze no Mi. Kaze is a word for wind, and it's basically gives you the freedom of movement. You can turn into air. I mean, I saw this one of the narrative filler episodes where you could turn into air and just like transport. So like even if someone's gonna hit you and there's no way to escape it, hell, you can turn into air, you know? So Kaze Kaze no Mi would definitely be the fruit I make and hopefully would eat, because that would be awesome. Next would be question 4. What anime was a real tearjerker that made you cry watching it, like a particular scene? Now I have to kind of cheat with this because I thought of one looking at my DVDs and then I thought no, there's this other one which has not been translated, so I'm going to mention 2. I hope that's not cheating. Probably is. But first one, I think a lot of people know it, Grave of the Fireflies by Studio Ghibli. That film was a tearjerker from head to toe, left to right, however you want to say it, that is effective. But I don't know, particular scene. Okay, anybody who hasn't watched this might want to fast forward a bit, but spoiler, it's when the sister dies and you're just like, oh, okay. So, okay, let's stop thinking about that. And yeah, because whenever your sister dies, you just kind of lose all hope, because that's when everything really crumbles. Everyone's trying until the sister dies, and when the sister dies, everything just dies with it. And you know, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this. Okay, now my second one would be Hotarubi no Mori e. This is a story of a girl who stumbles into this enchanted forest. She's like a little kid, and she meets this guy who's like some kind of spirit. Now, I'm not going to tell you about him, but they kind of become friends, and every so often she visits that place, and you know, we hang out. And spoiler alert again. What happens is, if he touches someone, he will disappear forever. So he can never touch her, and one day they go to a spirit festival, and they're supposed to be all spirits, but then there's these kids who are running along and they're about to fall, and then he grabs them before they fall. But they're not spirits, they're little children, and he's about to disappear. So he just kind of like opens his arms and is like, you can hug me now. And then she like hugs him really happily, but then he disappears. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Yeah, this was something to cry. Last question. What anime quote inspired you to keep facing forward and never give up on life? I never really had a quote like that until I watched Attack on Titan. This may seem mainstream, but it really isn't. I heard it when it goes back in time, and Mikasa's like looking at her father kill a chicken, and like a butterfly or a cockroach, some kind of infected, squashed or dead or being eaten, I forgot now. But this is by Mikasa Ackerman, and she says, this world is merciless and it's also very beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I have quite depressing moments, so I just think like, what's the point? And you know, everything's just gonna be bad, but I don't know, that quote's really inspiring, because the world is merciless. No matter where you go, it's just going to be someone hitting you. Literally, unless you're really lucky. If you're really lucky, can I have your life please? Because, you know, but I don't know, life is merciless. No matter what way you look at it. I mean, the way we eat meat, well, the way a lot of people eat meat, the way people are to each other, the way you get stabbed in the back, murderers, everything. The world is merciless, but at the same time, the second part, and it's also very beautiful, it kind of gives you that little hope that there is something to live for. So I find that very inspiring. Anyway, that is my anime manga tag. I hope you all enjoy it. I hope I didn't cheat too badly, and yeah, thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye.